Okay, so again, we are one step closer to Hell in a Cell, just a scant 2 weeks away. So the main part of this week's Raw was, of course, who will CM Punk choose? He had a picture made up and everything, and he didn't choose. Then Vince came out, and Vince said he was going to choose, so therefore your main event ended up being a contract signing. Joy. But we'll get to that a little bit later. Big Show began the night talking about how he's tired of people bringing up his last title run being undeniably short. Okay. Challenge Daniel Bryan. Decent match, decent back and forth. Of course, Daniel Bryan loses to the Big Show. Kane comes down to kind of laugh in Daniel Bryan's face. Then when the Big Show, gets ready for the weapon of mass destruction, Kane hops into the ring to save Daniel Bryan. Alright. And later on that night, Kane had his own match against Matt Striker, where he hugged him twice and they gave him a chokeslam. So next week, Kane will take on the Big Show. Okay. Does that mean that Daniel Bryan will take on Matt Striker? No, that could be interesting. The team of Cobra. If you didn't know, that's Santino Marella and Zack Ryder. Got annihilated by the Primetime Players. For a tag match, show the Primetime Players are much more dominant force than Cobra, which makes sense, because they are. Antonio Cesaro took on Justin Gabriel. Nice match, decent amount of back and forth, great ring positioning. These two guys actually put on a pretty decent match. Of course, with Antonio Cesaro hitting Neutralizer for the win. I love when I saw Justin Gabriel going for a springboard. I knew he was going to eat hardcore the European uppercut, and he did. He ate it viciously. The Neutralizer, 1, 2, 3. Overall, not a bad match. I'm so surprised Antonio Cesaro, he's just not over as much. And that weird... And he seems to need a better taunt. It's weird to be like, he's good in the ring, but he needs a better taunt. He does. He needs, doing the whole, America's, United States suck, I'm better than you because I'm foreign. It's a fine gimmick and all, but he needs a better taunt. He really does. Alberto Del Rio took on Brodus Clay. And of course he got the victory on him, so Brodus Clay, when he had his massive undefeated streak, it's entirely a thing of the past. Okay. Not a tremendously awesome match. The Rhodes Scholars took on Epico and Primo. This match was a very solid tag match. Ironically, when you have the Rhodes Scholars, who have been around for a very long time, do a fantastic job. They have a great chemistry. And of course they picked up the victory. But nice back and forth. That's how you do a tag match, and you do it well. Eve took on Layla, with, of course, Eve getting the kind of dirty victory. It's weird, they push Eve now with her Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background. And I kept on thinking, when she was a face, I don't recall her being anywhere near as skilled with submissions. Because now think about, you have Eve with more of a submission style background, fighting Beth Phoenix with the power game. That actually could have made for a much better feud than it ever was. This match was decent for a Divas match. I'll still be honest, when there's Extreme Expose, the one who became the hottest was Kelly Kelly. She always sucked in the ring. Layla, not bad in the ring. Brooke Adams, or Brooke Tessmacher, if you watch TNA, is really like their two-time champion, and is actually decent in the ring. So I guess when the E fired her, they made a mistake. They probably should have kept her around and probably got rid of the other two. Just saying. So this match ends with Layla being sitting on the top turnbuckle, feet on the middle rope, and then Eve kicking out one of her legs so she falls face first. Super sloppy. It just did not look good at all. So 1, 2, 3, Eve retains her championship because they didn't defend that belt on a pay-per-view at all. The main event match. Earlier the night, Kofi was on Miz TV, and Miz tore Kofi apart. for having never won the big one and being kind of like a B player. And I'll be honest, with the exception of the time when he feuded with Orton for a while, and when he's been in Elimination Chambers, Kofi hasn't really done much beyond be a tag champ. Ironically, Kofi is the new Shelton Benjamin. Highly athletic, very skilled, decent on the mic, but if you want a ladder match with a couple of really good high spots, that's the person you have. Just being honest, that's the person that you have. So he had a pretty physical match with The Miz, where he hit Triple Paradise out of nowhere, and he clocked The Miz. He pushes Miz into the ropes, Miz, while turning around. And you see him take, boot to face. Triple Paradise, 1, 2, 3. They're checking Miz, he's bleeding from the face. It was a good match, and Kofi does need something to get him going, actually get him more towards a main event sort of push. So I thought he should feud with Del Rio. And I have to go, Del Rio, if you suck in this feud, guess what? You're a mid-card wrestler. Kofi, if you do well in this feud, guess what? You're a main event star. And flip the two around. Let's be honest, Kofi, Punk will be a pretty solid match. Now, there was one other kind of match. Dolph Ziggler came down talking about how he should have a shot at the championship. Ironically, Dolph Ziggler and CM Punk fought at Royal Rumble for the championship. I know, I forgot about it too. Super crazy. Then David Otunga comes out and says that he should have a shot at the title. I don't know why. I guess I'm not a Harvard graduate, nor Mary Jennifer Hudson, but still, I have no idea why. AJ comes down and goes, well, since you both think you're going to have a shot over Ryback, you'll fight Ryback. Ziggler runs away. Otunga kicks the shell shock. 1, 2, 3. Alright. So then it comes down to CM Punk is in the ring with McMahon, Ryback, and John Cena. John Cena, who I'm assuming probably didn't get very uplifting news from his doctor, begins to push a hard sell for Ryback. Punk will be staying awake at night because you hear the phrase, feed me more. Something in 3 little words, feed me more. We have The Rock sucks. Never give up. And then it ends with John Cena leaving the ring, Ryback signing the contract, CM Punk getting into Ryback's face, and then Ryback goes, shows a really awesome magic trick. He makes the pen disappear into CM Punk's face. And then as he does it, you just see Punk, you're not ready for me, just, yeah, right into the table. Then you pretty much see Paul Heyman hightail it out of the ring, shell shock, big feed me more chance. Oh, I forgot one of the most important things of the night. The team of McIntyre, Slater, and Jinder Mahal is not called Encore, which is an awesome name. They are now the 3-man band, or 3MB. You can do lots of things with the phrase MB. I would have preferred Encore or the Lone Rangers, but they have a name now. So currently, the match for Hell in a Cell. Oh, and Barrett and Sheamus had another match that ended in a DQ. Solid match, great match. I really hope those two actually continue to have a feud. I think that Barrett and Sheamus can put on a feud a bazillion times better than what we saw between Del Rio and Sheamus. So it means for Hell in a Cell, you've got Sheamus, Big Show on one side, and then the meteoric rise shot past the moon of Ryback taking on CM Punk. Hopefully, just hopefully, during that match, another Paul Heyman guy shows up. And then either they turn Ryback, which would be super crazy, or Lesnar gets involved and allows CM Punk to get a dirty pin on Ryback. Therefore, setting up an awesome Survivor Series team.